What's going on, Joe Squad? Well, looks like Gilbert Arenas shot back. And today looks like they both went live, the same time. Well, not at the same time, but I guess Dreamers Pro caught wind that Gill was live and kind of, going back at his last video he did. So he went ahead and went live and, kind of shared his thoughts. I'm thinking that this will be the end of their little back and forth. Maybe at some point down the road we'll see them, get on the platform together and debate some topics, which that would be pretty cool. But watching Gilbert's response, I mean, it was a lot to kind of digest and too much to kind of break down, but I did want to point out a couple things. He got to a point in his live where he was showing his clips where he was kind of like hinting at the fact that Kobe wasn't quick enough to stay with him right to left, laterally or whatever, and he was trying to like break down his game against Kobe and showing some of his highlights. And I guess what I took from that was just his claim to fame. I think a lot of people make a good point, like that is his claim to fame when you talk about Kobe. And Gill was a bucket getter, you know what I'm saying? Like he really was a bucket getter. But I think being a former athlete myself, he doing what a lot of us do. You dig? Like I'm never gonna say that another man is better than me. You gonna have to prove it, you know what I'm saying? So I respect Gill's stance on the fact that he felt shit. He was unguardable for that period of time where he was doing his thing. That season, you know what I'm saying? He was really doing his thing. He busted a lot of people ass that year. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. I ain't nobody really knocking what he did because he did his damn thing. But looking at the clips, the couple clips that he showed, I think it was like 2 or 3 clips if I remember correctly. Kobe actually played pretty good defense. You know what I'm saying? Like Gilbert was very quick, but Kobe did what they like fundamentally teach. The 2 plays that I seen where he crossed over and made it in the lane, Kobe forced him to the help. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't let him go baseline. You dig? Where there's no help, he forced him to the help, which was the middle of the court. And Gilbert being a great player, he still managed to score and won. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? You live with that. You know what I'm saying? Kobe made a good defensive play by forcing him to the help. For those of you that don't play basketball, you don't ever want to give up the baseline. You want to always force the offensive player to the defense. You're not. They are NBA players, bro. I mean, it's gonna be hard to stop them from getting certain places on the floor. The 12th man on the bench will come to the gym and eat us up. You know what I'm saying? Like they're NBA players regardless. Yes, Kobe was first team all defense, but like you're guarding Gilbert Arenas. Like, come on now. But I felt Kobe in those clips did what he was supposed to do. Now there was a clip, and he was ISOing Kobe though. He was slowing it up, ISOing Kobe. But I think that there was another clip where he right to left Kobe and pulled up for a 3 and 1. You know what I'm saying? It was Gilbert's night. You know what I'm saying? Like he did his thing. Not many people can say they dropped a 60 ball in the NBA. So I mean, it is what it is. He had Kobe had 45. And no, they didn't guard each other that much. I'm sure Kobe would take it upon himself to guard Gilbert Arenas down the stretch of that game because Gilbert had it going, and that was Kobe's responsibility to guard the best player. But something that caught my attention about that clip, and it was to Kobe's credit, is that there's not a lot of superstars like a Kobe Bryant that you can point to and say, oh yeah, he guarded Gilbert. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he guarded Kyrie. It just really pointed to Kobe's greatness, that not only was he an offensive juggernaut, but defensively he took it upon himself to guard the other team's best player. You know, Gilbert proved that point. Kobe was different, bro. He was different, man. And something else about the situation that I thought about watching this was, you know, Gilbert made the comment that, you know, a lot of the other point guards who made defensive teams, like Gary Payton, Jay Kidd, they actually guarded two guards, right? He went down the list of the two guards that were, you know, elite. You know what I'm saying? He started with the Kobe's, then he went all the way down to the, you know, Jason Richardsons and people like that, Vince Carter's, Tracy McGrady's, or whatever. And he was just talking about, like, the point guards that actually make those defensive teams are point guards that have the assignments to guard those two guards, right? And what that made me think about, because he mentioned Larry Hughes, what that made me realize is that, and I don't know if Gilbert caught it, but like that told me that, all right, that means that you're actually not a good defender, right? You know, because he was talking about, he felt that he could average 30 and make an all defensive team, if I remember correctly. But the fact that you were never asked to guard the best players, right, already points to the fact that you are not a great defender. You know, so I don't think you would have been able to average 30 and make a defensive team, because you're too small to guard the two guards. How are you going to make a defensive team if you're not guarding those players and you're not stopping or have the ability to stop those players by your own admission? Those point guards that made those defensive teams, that was because they guarded the best players, right? You were never asked to do that because, you know, you were not the best option on your team for that. You know, that was my takeaway from that. As far as the money stuff that they was talking about, man, I'm not counting nobody pockets, man. These dudes in the NBA, Gilbert's on the other side of that conversation, so he knows more about that than anything. But it kind of led me back to my original take on this whole entire situation. Now, I think Gilbert, you got to give him kudos. Him and Kwame Brown. I think the way that they doing their YouTube thing is different. You know what I'm saying? Just Gilbert alone giving this any attention, you know, was a blessing in a lot of ways. You know what I'm saying? In a lot of ways, it was a blessing, because here you have a individual who is a legend in a lot of different ways. You know what I'm saying? He a legend in a lot of different ways. And here he is having dialogue with a creator who, you know, respectfully isn't on that level yet. You know what I'm saying? He's not. Dreamers Pro isn't there yet. You know, he's on his way. But I mean, just to be fair, you know, to be honest, like, man, the fact that Gilbert Arenas is giving this attention is commendable. You know what I'm saying? But it goes back to what I was saying, because I feel like Gilbert was kind of leading down that way of, you know, I played in the NBA. Like, I played in the league, so you can't tell me anything type shit. You know what I'm saying? He was kind of like going that way. You know, he didn't go all the way left, but he was teetering. You know what I'm saying? And I think like that's what my whole thing is. Allow us to still have our voice. No, we never played in the NBA, and we not on the other side of things, but it's still not cool to say, oh, we can't have a say or we can't have an opinion. Like, allow us to have our opinion. Whether our opinion is right, whether it's dead wrong, whether it's inaccurate, that's for the people to decide. You know what I'm saying? It feels like the former athletes are wanting to have this thing with the other creators, the YouTubers, who are wanting to engage and give their opinion. And I feel like it's wrong to make, in a sense, us feel like we don't have a right to join the conversation or have an opinion on something that they're talking about. We want to talk about sports and give our opinion and perspective just like y'all do. Like, how would y'all feel like if we said, man, y'all not Stephen A? Y'all don't need to have no talk show. Y'all, who y'all think y'all is? Y'all ain't Stephen A. Y'all ain't no sports analyst. Y'all play basketball. You ain't no analyst. Why should we take anything you say as analytically sound? Right? Nah, we rock with y'all content. So I'm just saying, give us the same respect, man. So shout out to Gilbert Arenas, man, and Dreamers Pro, man. They did their thing. Looking forward to what they gonna do next, man. Like, if they gonna have a sit down and debate, certain topics. I think that'll be extremely interesting, man. But anyway, man, it's your boy Joe. You know what I'm saying? Just want to give my 2 cents on their interaction, man, and say that it was pretty cool. What was your thoughts? Leave a comment, man. Let me know what y'all thought about the situation between those two. And they both posted videos today and kind of like shared their thoughts about one another. And I thought it was pretty cool. So anyway, man, it's your boy Joe Squad, man. Y'all subscribe, man. Leave me a like and a comment. Till next time, I'm out.